Hey guys, I get it when you're looking at a UPS for a server room or a small workshop, the last thing you want is to spend a chunk of money on something that ends up collecting dust while your real equipment keeps getting fried. I'm talking about that moment when you're eye-closing on a spec sheet, wondering if the extra features will actually make a difference in daily life, or if you'll just be paying for a fancy interface you'll never touch. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. So today I'm diving into the EATON 9PX3000RTN, the 9PX3000RT LV Net Bundle. This is the model that promises a mix of high efficiency, remote management, and the ability to add extra battery modules when you need more runtime. It sounds like a solid upgrade for anyone who's serious about keeping their critical gear up and running, but it's also the type of equipment that can be overkill for a home office or a hobbyist setup. Let's break down what that actually looks like on the floor, who should feel comfortable hitting the Add to Cart button, and who might be better off scouting a different solution. First off, the biggest thing that separates the EATON 9PX line from a lot of the entry-level UPS units is the integrated energy metering. The bundle comes with a built-in power metering module that lets you see consumption broken down by load segment. In practice, that means if you have a rack of servers, a network switch, and a storage array, you can actually watch each of those groups pull power in real time. For a small IT shop, that information is gold because it lets you spot a server that's suddenly drawing more than it should before it trips a breaker or trips a fire alarm. I've seen similar setups where the metering data helped a manager renegotiate a data center contract by proving that they were consistently under their allocated power budget. The other side of that coin is the Remote Power Off, RPO, and Remote On Off, ROO, features. Those are not just fancy buzzwords, they're the kind of controls you wish you had when a UPS alarm starts beeping in the middle of the night and you can't get to the rack. With the 9PX bundle you can log into EATON's Intelligent Power Manager, IPM, software from a laptop or even a phone, and you can shut down a specific outlet or the whole unit without having to physically flip a switch. In a real-world scenario, picture a small business that runs a point-of-sale system on a single UPS. If the UPS starts to show a battery fault, the manager can remotely power down the POS terminals, protect the data, and then schedule a proper service call. That level of remote control cuts down on downtime and reduces the chance of data loss. Now, let's talk about the why add extra battery modules part of the bundle. The 9PX3000RTN ships with a base battery that gives you about 10 minutes of runtime at full load, which is enough to bridge the gap for most short power interruptions. But if your environment has a history of longer outages, say you're in a region where the utility company is prone to rolling brownouts, you can slot in an extended battery module and stretch the runtime to 30 minutes or more. That extension is a genuine advantage if you have a UPS that's protecting server-grade equipment that needs to stay online while you spin up a generator or switch to a backup line. The trade-off, of course, is that each additional battery adds both cost and physical space requirements. For a cramped server closet, you'll need to make sure there's room for those modules before you commit. Efficiency is another claim that EATON loves to brag about. In online mode, the 9PX supposedly hits 91% efficiency, meaning less wasted electricity turning into heat. In the field, that translates into a lower operating cost over the lifespan of the unit. If you're running the UPS 24/7 like many small businesses do, the energy savings can add up to a few $100s a year. That's not a headline number that will dramatically change your budget, but it's a nice offset to the upfront price tag. On the flip side, the 9PX's efficiency hinges on staying in online mode, which is the default. If you accidentally switch it to line interactive mode to save on the initial cost, you'll lose that 91% figure, and the whole green argument falls apart. Who should actually buy this thing? If you're managing a small to medium-sized server room, an engineering lab, or any dedicated workspace where uptime is more than a nice-to-have, the EATON 9PX3000RTN makes a lot of sense. The combination of remote management, detailed energy monitoring, and the ability to scale battery runtime fits professionals who need data-driven decisions and flexible protection. It also suits organizations that already run EATON's IPM platform, because the integration is seamless and you avoid a lot of the compatibility headaches that can crop up when you try to mix and match brands. On the